Hello dear students, welcome to history class. I hope all of you are doing well. Students, in this session, I'll be continuing with chapter 3rd of history, that is the Delhi Sultanate. Students, in the previous videos, I had explained you about the first two dynasties of the Delhi Sultanate, that is the Slave dynasty and the Khilji dynasty. And in this video, I am going to explain you about the third dynasty, that is the Tughlaq dynasty. So, while explaining you about the Khilji dynasty, I also explained you about Alauddin Khilji, that he was the most powerful and strongest sultan in the Khilji dynasty, and he did several things to expand the Delhi Sultanate, to expand his kingdom or to expand his rule. But after his death, after the death of Alauddin Khilji, the throne was taken by, or the throne was led by another dynasty. A new dynasty led the throne, that is the Tughlaq dynasty. So, the founder of Tughlaq dynasty was Ghiyas-ud-Din Tughlaq. Please remember that the founder of Tughlaq dynasty was Ghiyas-ud-Din Tughlaq, and Tughlaq dynasty was founded in 1320 AD. It was founded in 1320 AD, and the duration of Tughlaq dynasty is from 1320 AD to 1412 AD. So, this is the duration of Tughlaq dynasty, and the founder was Ghiyas-ud-Din Tughlaq. So, he founded the Tughlaq dynasty in 1320 AD. And let me tell you that even though Ghiyas-ud-Din Tughlaq was the founder of Tughlaq dynasty, but his duration of rule, or the duration of his rule was very short. He merely ruled for 4 years, that is from 1320 AD to 1324 AD. Okay. And you know, Ghiyas-ud-Din Tughlaq, he built huge fort in Tughlaqabad, and Tughlaqabad was the third capital of Delhi. And now let me tell you about Tughlaqabad, that he built a huge fort in Tughlaqabad which was very big. It was massive and it had 13 gates. And after the death of Ghiyas-ud-Din Tughlaq, the throne was succeeded by his son Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Please remember that after the death of Ghiyas-ud-Din Tughlaq in 1324, the throne was succeeded by his son Muhammad bin Tughlaq in 1324. So, now let me explain you about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So, the duration or the period of rule of Muhammad bin Tughlaq was 1324 AD to 1351 AD. See students, in history you need to remember the dates. The dates are very important. You cannot forget them. So, please remember the duration of rule of all the sultans or all the rulers. So, now let me explain you about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Now, students, Muhammad bin Tughlaq was considered as the most remarkable ruler of his age. Now, the question is that why he was considered as the most remarkable ruler? Because he defeated the Mongols. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he defeated the Mongols and he undertook several or a number of bold experiments. Please remember that he was considered as the most remarkable ruler because first of all, he defeated the Mongols, and second, he undertook a number of bold experiments. But unfortunately, he was very hasty and impatient. That means he wanted everything to be done very quickly. He did not waited. He was very impatient. So, whatever steps, whatever experiments he did, that was a big failure for him as a sultan. Now, I will also explain you that what experiments, what bold experiments he took as a sultan. Now, let me tell you that that is Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he built Jahanpana, which was the fourth capital of Delhi. Please remember that Jahanpana was built by Muhammad bin Tughlaq, which was the fourth capital of Delhi. And now let me tell you about the plans of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Students, the plans of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, the plans were so bold, or he did not had any patience, as a result of which the plans weakened the empire, and those plans caused huge loss to the prestige of the Sultan. Why? Because of his impatient nature, because of his hasty nature. He didn't wanted to wait. He wanted the results to be very quick. For example, if he had implemented any plan, that means the results should come very quickly. So because of his hasty and impatient nature, his plans, his experiments was a big flop. Yes, and they declined his, and those experiments declined his prestige as a sultan. Now I'll explain you that what were the bold experiments that were undertaken by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And students, let me tell you that these experiments or these things are very important. That means the steps taken by Muhammad bin Tughlaq that resulted in the weakening of the empire. Now let me explain you the first bold step. Okay, so the first reason or the first experiment was shifting of capital. This is the first reason, that is shifting of capital. See, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he decided to transfer his capital. Muhammad bin Tughlaq decided to shift his capital from Delhi to Devgiri. Delhi was his capital, so he wanted to shift his capital from Delhi to Devgiri in the Deccan, that means in the south, and he wanted to change the name of Devgiri as Daulatabad. So he decided to transfer his capital from Delhi to Devgiri in the Deccan and name it as Daulatabad. Why he wanted to move to Devgiri? Because he wanted to have a better control of South India. That is why he wanted to shift his capital from Delhi to Devgiri, that means Daulatabad, and he renamed Devgiri as Daulatabad, and he wanted to make Devgiri as the second capital. Why? So that he could control South India in a better way. And you know, though the Sultan had built a road from Delhi to Daulatabad, though he had built a road so that people could travel from Delhi to Daulatabad, and he had also set several rest houses in between, in the mid of the way, so that people could rest, so that the soldiers could rest and then they could travel. But Daulatabad was more than 1500 kilometers away. So distance was huge, and during those times, railway stations were not there, train was not there, flight was not there. So people had to travel via foot or in horses. So they could only travel by horses or on foot, and the distance was huge. 1500 kilometers is not a small distance. See, as you can see the map, here is Delhi and here is Daulatabad. Just imagine the distance. And due to this, many people died because of long journey, because of heat, as the shifting was done during the summer season. So weather was extremely poor. Due to excessive heat, people died, many people died. So this was a failure. This experiment or this measure to shift the capital from Delhi to Devgiri was a flop plan. So a lot of people died, several soldiers died, officials died, the civilians, they died in large numbers, and the people who reached there, the people who reached to Daulatabad, they became homesick. That means longing for home. They were not happy there. They wanted to come back to Delhi. So they were not at all happy to settle in a new place, that is Daulatabad. They wanted to be in Delhi. They were missing their home place, their hometown, that is Delhi. So they were not at all happy going to a new place. And then what happened? After few years, he decided to abandon Daulatabad. See, why he decided to abandon Daulatabad? Because he was not able to control Delhi from south. Earlier he was in Delhi, and then he decided to come to the south. And when he came to the south, he was not able to manage things well. He was not able to manage the affairs of Delhi well. So he abandoned Daulatabad and then he returned back to Delhi. And all this caused a lot of financial loss and great hardships to people. And also the image, the prestige of Sultan was shattered in all this, because first of all shifting capital from Delhi to Daulatabad, and after that again moving back from Daulatabad to Delhi. This was a very difficult thing for the people. So people were not happy. They had to face several hardships. They had to face several problems. The people lost their near and dear ones, and it also caused a lot of financial loss to the Sultan. So this was the first reason. So this was the first reason that why his bold experiments weakened the empire. Now let me come to the second experiment. Now the second step by the Sultan was introduction of token currency. Now what is this? See, that time there was a shortage of silver in India. So to overcome the shortage of silver in India, the Sultan introduced bronze and copper coins, which was to have the same value as the silver coins. Since silver coins were not available, there was a shortage of silver in India. So the Sultan, he introduced bronze and copper coins, and he told that bronze and copper coins will have the same value as that of the silver coins. And what happened because of this? The effect was forgery of bronze and copper coins began. There was forgery. People started to make false bronze and copper coins, and soon the new coins began to be greatly devalued in the market. So finally what happened? Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he decided to withdraw the token currency, and he promised to exchange the silver pieces for bronze and copper coins. That means he promised the people that he will give them silver coins on behalf of the bronze and copper coins. So this he promised, and as a result of which what happened? As a result of which there was a loss of money and prestige of Sultan. That means his second experiment also failed. His first experiment of shifting the capital, that also failed, and the second experiment, that means introduction of token currency, that also failed to a great extent. Now let's come to the third reason that led to the decline of his empire. Now his third policy was to increase the land revenue in the Doab region. This is as you can see the map, this is the Doab region. So his policy was to increase the land revenue. So the Sultan increased the land revenue, and due to increment of the land revenue, a serious peasant revolt in the Gangetic Doab region began, because the farmer, they began to revolt, because from where they will pay huge taxes, from where they will pay huge land revenues. So as a result of his announcement, as a result of increment in the land revenue, the peasants, they revolted in the Gangetic Doab region. Now the question is that why the Sultan increased the land revenue? Why the taxes were increased? The taxes were increased to pay the standing army. The Sultan was already going in loss. There was a huge financial loss to the Sultan. Why? Because of his other two experiments. So there was a huge financial loss. So in order to cover up the loss and in order to pay his army, he increased the tax in the Doab region. And the result, what happened as a result? And what was the result of that increment in tax? The peasants, the farmers, they fled the villages. They set the villages on fire, and as a result of which the Sultan, he captured and punished them. And let me tell you that the peasants, the farmers, they caused a serious, please cut this line. So because of this move of the Sultan, the peasants, the farmers, they were very unhappy, they were very angry, and as a result of which, what they did? They set the villages on fire, they wasted the crops, they set the crops on fire, the land on fire, and as a result, what happened? Large areas of land, they were wasted, resulting in famine. And what happened after that? So as a result of famine, the Sultan had to provide 6 months supplies from the royal granary at cheap rates, because grains were not there. What will the people eat? What will the villagers eat? So as a result of which, he was forced to provide 6 months supplies from the royal granary. And peasants, also the peasants, that means the farmers, they had to be given loans to restore cultivation, so that again they could start their cultivation process, again they could do their agriculture work. So thus the failure of all these plans, I have explained you 3 plans. First, the shifting of capital. Second, introduction of token currency, and third, increment in the land revenue in the Doab region. So all these plans, they were a big failure. Why? Because of the hasty and impatient nature of the Sultan. He did not give enough time to any plan to develop properly. He wanted immediate results, as a result of which he could not plan things well, and as a result of which, what happened? The Sultanate, the kingdom was declining, his empire was declining at a very rapid scale. So implementation of these plans were done in haste, leading to several mistakes. There were several loopholes in every plan of Sultan, and due to this, he lost the support of nobles and Muslim religious scholars. And let me tell you one important thing, that Muslim religious scholars, they were called as ulema. Please remember this word, ulema, that means Muslim religious scholars. So because of all this, because of his hasty nature and impatient nature, he lost the support of the nobles and Muslim religious scholars. And what happened? Revolts broke out in many parts of his empire, weakening the empire to a great extent. And after this, he was succeeded by his cousin Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, so after all this, after all his plans weakened the empire, and the empire was declining at a very rapid scale. Then what happened? He was succeeded by his cousin Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So I hope that all the points related to Muhammad bin Tughlaq are clear to everybody, and I'll be explaining you about Firoz Shah Tughlaq in the next video. Till then, thank you so much. Be safe.